Thanks for tuning in. I'm A.Shaun.
Touché Mack.
ZoeMan Lui.
All right. Welcome to M.A.T. Today we got 3 topics for you. They're all about communication. And we start with Mac's topic. Let's rock.
All right, so my topic is uncomfortable conversations. So we talked about this a few times, but basically a lot of times we're afraid to have conversations because we're afraid of what might be the outcome of that conversation, whether it be, hey, you know what, it might change the dynamic of the relationship. It might change how I view this person. It might change how they view me. And, things might not be as they were before, right? But, I think those conversations need to be had because that's the only way you grow in a relationship, right? And that's the only way you kind of fix things is, by communication. Hey, you know what? I feel some type of way. You feel some type of way. How can we get to a point where we're this way and, and the relationship is progressing as far as, instead of being stagnated or what's the opposite of progressing?
Regressing,
right?
Oh, digressing, right? No, regressing.
Not digressing.
Regressing.
I think regressing is the word. But yeah, I think, a lot of times we're just, scared to have those conversations because you don't know where it's going to go and you don't want to ruin the moment. You don't want to mess up the vibe. You know what I mean? Since vibes is the operative word now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. What about you?
In a relationship, to make it grow, I kind of like on a winging type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense that the best way I feel like I can present myself in a relationship is to just be raw and myself. At least I would say in the past over 5 years, that's how I see myself presenting myself when I meet somebody is to be completely open and let it go whatever direction it's gonna take. As far as conversation, I'm not the prying type, so I wait for occasion for the things to lead to, but I try to connect the dots in the background by myself, whether there's a reason or not, because I'll remember. That's the thing about me. I will remember conversations, I remember little small details, and then you'll say something else, and I'll be like, oh, well, that's how these two things are connecting. Eventually, you see that somebody talking over there will tell you the whole puzzle. You might start from one piece over here, then you start over there, but eventually you connect them. You can connect the dots. Let them talk.
I think these conversations are very important, especially uncomfortable conversations, because it allows you to create a comfort level that you didn't establish before. If I know I could speak to you about certain things and it's not going to be an issue afterwards, then it leaves me more open to have certain talks with you. As opposed to you being afraid to approach somebody about a topic that's really important, and then you never knowing what the outcome could have been, right? So you end up in a situation where you don't know what would have happened, she don't know what would have happened, and everybody parted ways when it's something that probably could have gotten fixed or something that could have got remediated.
Right.
And trust should be established first, though.
Yeah.
Because if I don't trust someone, there's no way I'm gonna talk about intimate stuff that's going on in myself about that person. By trust, I mean I trust that they'll care. I trust that they'll sympathize truly and not mimic sympathy. Because some people are good at that. They can nod, they can act sympathetic, but later they just, as soon as you finish talking, they shrug your shit off. Not to say that when somebody talks, they necessarily need someone to solve their problem or be their savior, but to someone to really connect with, because you could feel when that really happened. Or, counter stories. Somebody might share a little bit, not to just take over the conversation, but at least say something that's going to be matching or let you know that they've been through the same thing you've been through in order to give you some kind of encouragement. But if that's not established, that trust that you could tell that this person is going to care without, you can't just open to someone. At least that's for me. Okay. I could just talk to someone at work. There's guys at work, there's some part of me that okay, it'd be nice to see, this person outside of work, just like hang out or whatever. But there's this other part that's like, would he really care though? Like, so I don't push forward for that because I don't feel that that's there.
Okay.
I don't know why this topic is so important. Well, I know why it's important, but I just don't know why it's not a very popular topic. Is the fact that men don't talk about their role or their behavior or what should be expected of them as men vis-a-vis women. And the reason I say that and how alarming it is because I'm in my 40s right now, mid-40s, precisely mid-40s. Next week is my birthday. So...
Oh, shit.
Right. And when I was living in New York, I remember meeting this person who's my friend. We're still a friend, thank God. We're still friends. And very respectable person, very who's done some great achievements, okay? Someone who's on her way to some very high places. And I remember how I just wanted to tap that shit.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's what I'm saying. And that it hit me. I don't know what triggered that in me, but I felt a little disgusted that man, and that's the thing. I'm like, I need to probably tell my daughters to not to tolerate, but a little bit more patient and wait a little bit more for a certain behavior that they would expect from their counterpart, because men take a whole lot longer to grow than women.
But I don't even think anything is wrong with that per se. I think it's just the animal in us. Like, naturally, especially if you're like a heterosexual person, then you're gonna be attracted to women, right? And then the closeness you start feeling with someone, when you speak to someone on the phone, texting someone often, then it starts creating attraction. And that attraction leads to wanting to like get intimate, wanting to like consummate the relationship and all these things. So that's a totally normal thing in a way. But
I wouldn't per se normalize it, but I know that for me, I try to look at it from my perspective. Say that this person, I was completely taken for, taken by. And I'm interested in that person. I want to see where the thing could possibly go. And then come to find out, she just never had an experience with black men, and therefore might as well be it. And how I would take it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or let's go a little further to really highlight it for men, since it's really accepted that we do that. Say that this is this particular woman who just want to do that. That's all. I'm just going to fuck as many black men as possible. It doesn't matter how, or what they feel about me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to do it. And that's the behavior we have vis-a-vis these people, these women. And it is okay to say from the get-go, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious. You can just have some fun or whatever. And it's okay to do that and establish that kind of rapport. But I think you could tell, even from the very beginning, how it's connecting, how somebody's approaching you. I'm frozen on the video, by the way, but I'm gonna keep talking.
Go ahead, you good.
You could tell by the way somebody approaches you, whether they just want to have some fun or if they want to know something deeper. It depends on the progression usually, like, has it been a bunch of serious conversation that turn into like a matter of fact, we ask questions like, hey man, you want to go check out this thing at the state fair because it's coming up? And then hoping there's going to be an opening there. There's a way you could tell from the get-go how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And and even asking that, I mean, I'm saying that because even asking that question that would establish things, clear the air, or whatever, could just boycott it. And and sometimes, unfortunately, the person will even go along with it. Not your responsibility, of course. I don't think that's my responsibility. If somebody want to just smash when they really want to have a ulterior motive, that's their loss or their decision, for that matter. But sometimes even asking that question, you just like, now you jeopardize that thing because the level of seriousness they invested in you already is diminished. It's just, you could tell. At least for my case, I could tell. Whatever it's gonna be a smash or somebody I'm gonna take out dating, I usually can tell from the get go.
Okay.
And man, I'm not talking about that, bro. Like you and I called you, Hayshaun, and we were talking about it. I'm like, yo, how many men do you know that you mentioned one other person whom you have this conversation with? You could have this conversation, but that's not a common thing, dude. Even with my cousins, they're fine. We don't have this conversation. That's not something that come up in conversation like that. But women do have that conversation.
Okay.
They do analyze things. But you could have a problem going on with your girl. And I could take a perfect example. Mac explained something to us the other day, something that was vis-a-vis towards a conversation he had with his person. And then we both gave opinion on what we think could be done. Not one time did we ask, well, how do you feel about that? How does that make you feel? Like, is it making you depressed? How is that affecting your work? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you talk to your mom about it? Like, those are the questions that women typically would ask. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or for that matter, it's like, so where does that put the relationship now that has occurred? You know what I'm saying?
Let me interject. Let me interject here, though.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Why can't we accept that man and woman think differently?
Oh, we have done nothing but accepting it. We just, I think it's very new that we're actually asking that perhaps we could try a different alternative in terms of how we compartmentalize our feelings and stuff. Why not talk about another person who knows exactly how you could feel biologically, how they feel towards a certain situation when it's at your disposal?
Yeah. I kind of see where you're coming from that.
Yeah, your homeboys are men just like you, and perhaps they had a trauma that's similar to yours. Unless you guys share that information, you ain't gonna have any kind of support channel. Or else, why the fuck you guys know each other?
But here's
Yeah.
my thing though, right? Here's my
Mhm.
thing though. I think at the root of it, men are like emotionally unintelligent, like a lot of them, right? So most men that go through something emotionally just basically put a band-aid over a gash, right? So if I'm going through something with my girlfriend or I got my heart broken, more than likely the best solution to my problem is going to the strip club and turning up with my homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mhm.
sitting down somewhere with a bottle and drinking it off. And then
Right.
tomorrow I act like everything is good, but at the end of the day, I'm not good because I never really
Mhm.
healed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that behavior is a type of behavior that men tends to like push towards each other. Like if Mac was to come to me with a problem about his girl, I'm gonna be like, hey, go F another bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be all
Right.
right, my nigga. Just get something new. She bugging. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men don't take the time to tap into their emotions and be like, yo, talk to your woman. Find out what's going on. You feeling that way? Talk to her. Find out why you feeling that way. Tell her you feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? Find out what's going on with your emotions. Men don't tap into these things, yo.
And
Everything is physical.
and for that question, those questions to be, or for you to be telling him to heed to you, your advice like that, you have to know from the get go that he's feeling a certain way.
Got you.
Because what I think we have like collectively over the time we accepted, this is an acceptable behavior if this should happen. Oh yeah, she cheated on me. It's like, psh, dump that bitch, man.
Yeah.
It's like, regardless of any other potential that may be in there, regardless if it was like something that could have been avoided, regardless of the potential that's kind of be like salvageable in a relationship. That's the key code. Let's do this. When this happen, you do this. And then later on, the feeling of regret is processed alone.
But I think mainly that's the route they take because that's the easy route to take. You know what I'm saying? Because you sitting down talking to somebody about something that's deep may lead you to cry, may lead you to shed tears. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes don't want to tap in that deep into
Another
themselves,
thing
bro.
too. What would be your behavior? Somebody just say, I call you on video trying to stop pouring the fuck out. Yeah. What do you do?
Niggas gonna call you a bitch automatically. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Oh, you acting like a bitch while you crying. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, as men, as people, as humans, it's okay to cry, son. It's okay to cry.
But ain't nobody crying though.
You feel me? Like they don't want to, because that takes away from you being hard. That takes away from you being a gangster. That takes away from you being a street nigga. You ain't
It's
supposed to
like-
be crying. That takes away from you being a man.
It's like it's cold outside, and everybody got their gloves in their pocket, so you don't want to be the first one to remove your gloves and put it on because you're cold in your head.
Yeah.
You don't do that oddball.
Yeah.
Right.
Societal norms, yo. Societal norms play such a big role in everyday life. It's ridiculous. Like people like do things just because other people are doing it, not because they want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's idiotic. I think it's stupid. I mean, what's the use you trying to be somebody else when we all individuals at the end of the day? Why are you trying to be like everybody else, bro?
Peep this. My uncle, right? I hit up this dude. I needed to crash at his place for 7 at a time while I go look for an apartment in New York. He never replied or whatever the case. We went to a period. I was disappointed and I stopped talking to him. It was that plus another thing. I don't remember what it was, but I don't know. I was pissed off. I stopped talking. So we didn't talk to each other. He ignored my text and just said, like, even though he didn't say no. It's one thing to say no to someone. It's another one to just ignore as if I never asked that question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you never got it. You never got the message. You never heard me. So I'm like, and now I guess we're on the talking status. Like I could text and he would reply. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Happy Father's Day. I think the last one we had exchanged. We never talked about why was this weird. Why the fuck he ignored me like that? We never talked about any of that stuff. We never processed it as if it never occurred.
Yeah, so you guys just went off. You guys just went on as nothing happened before.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? And we're not talking about like just this thing happened. There was this incident I explained to you, Hayshaun, about when my aunt and her husband they were already told he agreed that they were gonna come to his place to stay. And last minute, man, Buddy decided, hey, they can't come. And when he said that stuff, it's not like 2 days before they flew. They're in the air. On the day of when he's supposed to be, all he's supposed to be doing is like, oh, what time I should leave my house to go pick him up from the airport. That's when he's calling where they're coming from right now. He's calling Colorado saying like they're not welcome.
That's so fucked up.
And who are these people? They're not people like me and you who have like, they could just go rent a car or go rent a hotel and stuff. They have tourist visas. They don't know anything else in this country.
That's fucked up.
We have this occurred. All this thing occurred. We have not talked about anything. We have not processed it. It's a weird environment sometimes between men.
What's crazy is...
But I think it's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing.
Yeah. And the thing is, right, what's crazy is you even bringing that stuff up to him may come off as confrontational.
Right.
Where he gonna feel like he gotta defend himself now, you know what I'm saying? And the guy could get ugly, could get loud for no effing reason. And all you're trying to do is understand what happened. Like, you never told us what happened. I just want to understand why you did what you did. All right. So we all been in relationships before, right? We've all had people say, I love you, and we've like returned it, I love you too, or whatever, right? But a lot of times, I think people tend to generalize I love you, and subjectify it to what they think it means, right? Because somebody could tell you I love you, but they not meaning what you think they're meaning to say, right? Because when it comes to love, I think it's really subjective, and there's levels to it. Where you could love somebody till the end of them, they probably could just love you for a couple of months. But to them, because you've made them feel a certain way they've never felt before, they're gonna call it I love you. So me, when I tell someone I love you, especially if it's a woman I'm in a relationship with, what I'm really saying is, I'm with you. I want to be with you till the end of me, right? No matter what unfortunate circumstance happened to come into your life, or whatever happened to you in the future, whether it's mental, physical, as long as you're alive and I'm alive, I'm going to be by your side. You get fat, 350 pounds, you're in a wheelchair, you can't move, whatever it is, I'm there. So that's what I think I love you means to me. But I know for everybody it's different. So I'm going to have y'all go and tell me what it is that it means to y'all when y'all tell somebody I love you.
Well, when we say I love you, are we talking about in a romantic sense or just in a familial sense? What?
In a romantic sense.
In a romantic sense, I love you means I accept you for you who you are. I want to be with, like you said, I want to be with you, for a long time. I care, I care about you. I care enough that I want to know how you're feeling. I want to know how you're doing. I want to make sure that you're doing well. I want to make sure that I'm providing what you need from me. You know what I'm saying? Basically being selfless.
Okay.
Being selfless, not putting them first, because you got to put yourself first, but they're right alongside you. You know what I'm saying? So, like for me, for instance, right? It's been a long time since I've been in a relationship, right? So now it's all about me learning how to coexist with the woman in my space. So when I say I love you, it's like, hey, I like you enough for you to be here and for you to stay here. You know what I'm saying? And while you're here, I want to make sure that you're good while you're here.
Got you. All right. What about you, Louis?
What it means when I tell someone I love you?
Mm-hmm. What are you really saying?
I see. I've said that many times before, and I've met it many times before. And the thing is, also, those people to whom I've said I love you, I would say most, if not all, I would still say to them, I love you.
Okay.
So I don't think it's a vow for commitment to me.
Okay.
The commitment can be, in addition to love, an element that's part of a relationship.
Okay.
But I love you handles sentimental part, I think, of the relationship. How I feel towards the person. And I think it can be selfless in a sense that the way since it's completely selfless right now is my current situation with my counterpart. She's truly like at the under my care. You get what I'm saying? And but the non-selfless part of it is I am loving her in hope that it means that I'm caring about her in a way that I would hope that she would care about me as well. That's the non-selfless part, or the selfish part of it. thinking about that as well, I feel as though without putting a question mark behind that sentence, it becomes a question that prompts an answer. Or because you say I love you to someone, and if you meet silence at the end of that, then now there's a lot of paranoia that can arise. Whereas, it's almost like, oh, if I say I love you, somebody should say I love you too.
So I got a question.
Right.
What if you do say I love you and it doesn't get returned?
I think that's fine because I wasn't asking a question. It's a statement. The person make a statement.
Exactly.
And it's kind of nice today.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because my question for that is because sometimes, right, people would tell me they love me and I will return it and they'll have a problem. So, which I think is very childish because I think one time I did tell somebody I love you and they didn't return it. And I was totally good with that because at the end of the day, that don't change the way I feel. You know what I'm saying? You're not there yet and that's cool. But me, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, people tend to like feel some type of way if you don't return it.
Furthermore, too many times, I think it diminishes the meaning of it. It's almost as if thank you for your service towards the veterans.
So you said there's a limit?
I'm not saying there's a limit. Well, it probably should be a limit. I mean, it's a non-written line. It's an invisible line. Everybody know where the line is. You could feel it. It irks a little bit. It's like, I know.
But, I mean, what if it's every time she leaves the house, you say I love you? That's too much?
It's programming. I don't like anything that's programming.
But I don't think it should be a limit to it. I think there should be a limit. If you're saying to somebody that's not saying it back and you keep saying it, it might make that person uncomfortable to a certain degree, right? Because now I'm feeling bad for you because I'm not saying it back to you, right? But if you both on I love yous, like I think it should be said daily or more than once a day.
I watched the show, right? And in the show, there's a married couple, and he's always telling her I love you, and her response is I know.
Okay.
Now, how would you feel if? Would you feel?
That's actually more to me. That's more palatable.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
then silence.
Silence fine too.
Okay.
Then it's more palatable than the assumption that I should procure some answer just because you made some throat noise. You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
Oh, I love you. I know.
Yeah.
For the fucking 80th time. Okay? Listen, and it's not, maybe it's a lack of sentimental side. That's fine. I'll do some kind of breathing exercise for it. But where was I? I take a box. Okay, let me explain to you where I'm at with it. Let's say I take a box. Mac, you frozen as fuck too, just so you know. Okay. So only you, like you, the show, you're the only person that's moving right now. You got the whole mobility fucking corner to your side there, Hayshaun. But
that's good.
Both me and Mac, we're frozen in time. Now, I'll take a box. And in that box, I'm going to put everything that's used in excess, such as the Christian's axiom, God is good all the time. And then they have to say all the time, God is good.
All the time, God is good. Well,
we're putting that shit in that box. We're going to take I love you and I love you too, or I love you more. Right in that fucking box it goes.
You feel like it's conditioning / programming.
Thank you for your service. Right in that box, top of the morning. That's going right in that fucking box. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. We're not doing this shit.
No.
And that and along with every obvious statement, like, oh, look at the weather this morning. Like, I'm not blind, okay? Like, what is it? Like, and if this is the first time I'm seeing shit, I don't think the sky is that amazing, okay?
Okay.
Am I lying?
No.
You know what? I used to be the same way too. Like, look, I used to hate small talk. Like, yo, Monday. Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
How was your weekend? You don't give a fuck about how my weekend was.
It's early from 7 to like 10 a.m. or something. It's full time. Fuck off time.
I'm not a small talk kind of person at all, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not a small
Ain't
talk
that
kind of
shit.
person. Especially for people, if there's people I know, then I'm cool with, communicating, asking small questions. But if it's somebody I don't really know like that, or I don't feel your vibe, I ain't gonna say shit at all. I could stay in the room quiet for hours, bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen, this world make me squint, okay? It's not like a world I wake up every day and be like, okay, yeah, let's pick up where we left off. I need to test drive the shit, see if I still like it, So I don't want you to chit-chat early in the morning is how I'm testing the world because it's already going to go downhill. From your chit-chat, it's just like no one else has any chance, okay? You need to be more impressive than your little fucking weather observation. Oh, he's going to be chilling this morning. Based on an opinion, okay? Even the people they hire for this shit, they don't know shit. You think I'm gonna take your opinion on it?
Yeah, you probably don't know shit neither.
All right. So, Little Known Facts is today is the 1st of August, and since it is the 1st of August, we're gonna act appropriately. Today is mark the day of legalization of recreational marijuana here in the state of 10,000 Lakes.
For real?
For real. So
nice.
for this occasion, we're fucking with a little baggy. We just got So today can I say cracker on this show? I can't say that. All right.
Say whatever you want to say. You're a grown man.
Hey, let me tell you something. The crackers are not happy. And by crackers, I'm talking about anybody who fucking wear a badge and a goddamn gun. All right. They're not happy about that day because there's one less reason for them to fucking come and feel on my nutsack. Are you wearing anything or do you have anything on you? So we got that shit. So we're gonna roll a little tree. I want to know how you two feel about this great day, and I've already been making some great step on this occasion. I've been rolling like crazy. Hold on, I might fucking get the attention of the ATF right now. God damn it, my cousin is persistent, man, like a fucking clingy hoe. Give me 1 second. Hey. Yo. So that's my little known fact, man. Today is a special day, and I'm celebrating accordingly. Okay. So
shout out to all the smokers in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's right.
Shout out to all the 420 heads.
Are we gonna keep rolling? Because as we keep rolling, I'm gonna keep rolling this shit.
Bam. So okay, my little known fact. Y'all know who Christopher Wallace is?
Is that the nigga who? That's man. Shame on you, Louis. ZoeMan is tripping hard.
All right. So what other names he had?
Frank White.
Frank.
What's the notorious name?
Where's B.I.G.?
Biggie Small.
Notorious B.I.G. What does B.I.G. stand for?
Big.
Because it was an acronym, right? It was B dot I dot G dot, right?
Right.
So it's basically an acronym. What does it stand for?
B that is I that is G is motherfucker.
That's my little known fact right there.
That's from
say that one more time.
Supposedly, B stands for business, I is instead, and G is game. So it's business instead of game. Notorious business instead of game. I never even knew that until I looked it up. I was like, that's crazy because B.I.G. is actually an acronym.
I like it because it's dots. He put dots on it.
Yes, sir. You're right about that.
Yeah.
So it's business instead of game. That's my little known fact.
I love it.
All right. So
That made me his. You know what? That made me even a bigger fan than Biggie than I was before.
So my little known fact is in the state of Ohio, there's if you have a DUI conviction, you get a certain license plate color tag, right?
that's fucked
So
up.
that's fucked up because everybody's gonna know, hey, this guy had a DUI.
That's the breathalyzer mark, right? They have it here too in Minnesota. I forgot. It's a letter. They put some kind of letter on you, and you could. And I'm like, oh, I thought they were special, but now I'm like, oh my god. Well, I guess they are special in a sense.
Yeah.
Now I knew what they were, so they stood out. I forgot what the indication is, but I could look it up right now. But I'm busy with other things.
Other
So,
things in your blunt, right?
I'm rolling this shit right now. And it's gonna be sweet. It's talking to me already.
Just checking.
Yeah, I heard him say ZoeMan earlier.
You're hearing things, but I'm not gonna say nothing. All right. So that's it, fellas.
Yeah.
Look, my highlight of the week for me has to go to Rick Ross, and
Huh.
I know I'm a big fan, but it's not even just for that reason. This has nothing to do with his music. This has nothing to do with his him being a visionary and a successful businessman. This has to do with the perseverance this dude keeps showing right there for people to see. Just battling with obesity and making an example with this Ross Fit thing. No, I myself would be the first to admit that at the beginning I'm like, oh, here go another man scam, the fucking front, and especially like as you see inherent to everybody who's battling with obesity, he bounced back a little bit, he got big again, and then lately I don't know when I saw his picture, man, I was like, wow. What it is like he is a guy who could hire somebody to make an operation, you know. That show a lot of thing about him caring about his tattoos, because he does, he says so much from one simple decision or omission of act, and that this attached to his perseverance make me admire the guy. Somebody like this, and I understand why he's on the way he's at right now. I understand based on his battle to see the guy probably standing in front of a mirror and see exactly how he's supposed to look like, and he's just going for that. Probably saw himself riding those vehicles already years before he started saying every day I'm hustling. So much big shout out to Rick Ross. If I ever meet this dude, I'm fucking hugging him for sure. Fuck his shit.
I actually do like applaud him when it comes to like him not just settling for surgery, because that's
You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
the easy
He's
route.
not
Like,
copping up, man. You gotta give the guy his props.
he actually got when I used to be on his snap, I remember he had a cook that used to come there and make him breakfast,
He
lunch, and
has
dinner.
he
You know
has
what I'm
a right
saying?
level of arrogance for his status. The man is fucking rich as shit. So what is he gonna do? He's not hiding. Everybody can see he's big. So it's more comfortable to fucking be topless in your pool. Big ass pool. I saw a video he was posting, some nigga in the background just fucking right there on fucking request his money. And I love that because he's sharing love for people who's been along for him. And I heard a lot of stuff about request. I have not heard him ripping anybody off. I have not, because my friend Esdras would put me on. He wouldn't let me know because he knows how much of a big fan I am, and he's closer to these people than I am. So than I would ever probably be.
Another thing about him is the fact that he was so comfortable when he was actually big. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
like dude had his shirt off and his chain hanging, and all his tattoos was out. Like he didn't even give
Jumping
a
all
fuck.
over the place.
Nah,
He put a
that's something you
show,
really didn't see before. You know what I'm
And
saying?
when he
Like,
dropped, when he collapsed, he had I think a heart attack or some shit.
did he?
Yeah, a seizure. He had a seizure.
Seizure. Yeah, I remember that.
I was so saddened by it because that put me right there to my other nigga, man, Pun. When Pun died, bro, I was like, oh,
No, that hurt.
that hurt so hard, man. When Pun died,
That hurt.
I was like, no, come on, man. Like that's the highlight of his career, man.
Yeah, Pun was a problem. Pun was definitely a problem. Yeah, so I applaud Ross on that, man. You're right. I applaud Ross on that. the fact that he didn't just cop out and take the easy way out.
Oh, come on.
He actually
never
works
give
out,
up. He don't
gives
give
himself.
up.
He hires nutritionists and cooks to handle all these food, so you don't
Lawsuit
have to
after,
like.
and he doesn't have a peaceful life, man. Until recently,
No, when you
he
get that
gets
level
there,
of
man.
money,
He
you're
had
never gonna have a
left.
peaceful life.
He had
Bro.
so many lawsuit after lawsuit. People coming after him.
When you're that rich, people always gonna come after you because everybody's trying to be on the come up.
And I know 50, but 50 tried to fucking ruin Rick Ross's career. But Rick Ross is a persistent motherfucker. Now, my ass is down for him for that.
All right.
And I'm happy because I'm a fan too.
Okay.
So I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm a workaholic. There's no way around it. I'm a workaholic, bro.
Gotcha.
So they were like, yo, why do you work so hard? Especially when like, yo, you know, there's no extra that comes out of it. You know what I mean? Like, i.e. bonuses and stuff like that. And in my mind, I couldn't conceive why somebody wouldn't work that hard. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I'm like, dog, I work hard because I work. It's just ingrained in me. Like, yo, if I feel like if you're going to do something, you do it to the best of your ability. And why be mediocre? I don't believe in mediocrity. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I was having a conversation with my boy, and I was like, yo, I said, check this out, right? That's like you being in a league, right? You're in the NBA, you're in whatever league, whatever you're playing professional sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now every game that you play, you putting up maximum numbers. You do triple doubles, whatever. If you play soccer, you kicking mad goals, this and that, whatever, right? But the only downside to it is like, hey, you know what? You guys are not making it to the conference finals, whatever. But does that mean that, yo, you know what? You shouldn't really put in that work? Because, yo, it's a team effort, right? But if your team sucks or whatever, or you know, they're missing those factors to create a championship team, you're still that guy, right? And one thing that's inevitable is free agency is gonna come. Free agency is gonna come, and then when free agency comes, yo, you're gonna be there. Like, yo, we want you. Yo, hey Sean, we seen you putting numbers up. Yo, we want to sign you to a crazy deal.
Okay.
Right? Now, if you had that mindset where like, yo, man, the rest of my team sucks, we ain't gonna go to the championship this year. Matter of fact, we're not even gonna be a wild card and shit, right? Fuck it.
How long have you been working there?
Huh?
How long have you been working there?
At my current spot, maybe a year or so. But I just got a promotion 3 weeks ago.
And you love what you do?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
But not anything I do, I love. Anything I do, like I put my heart into the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, why do it if you don't want to do it? You might as well do something else.
Right.
Like when you paint, right? You put your whole thing in it, right?
Right. I get it.
Whatever you do. Like even when I cook, I put everything in it. When I do this and that. When I did music, I put everything in it. So it's like whatever you're gonna do, put everything in it. Don't be mediocre about the shit.
You know, and that job came with a lot of benefits.
Huh?
Your job came with the extra bonus.
Nah, you can get bonuses, whatever. But sometimes you don't get a bonus. That doesn't mean I'm gonna slack because I'm not gonna get a bonus. Because sometimes that's out of your hands.
You work in HR?
Nah, I don't want to be in HR. But you know, shit, I'm cool. But I'm like, yo, so I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I kind of moved up, so now I got somebody that's under me. So I'm training her, and I'm like, yo, listen, don't be mediocre. Just because you might not get a bonus or this, whatever. Don't take that as, hey, you know what? Let me just slack or let me do the bare minimum. I'm like, don't think like that. If you think like that, this is not for you.
Are you training her?
Yeah, I'm training her to be in the position that I was in. So she's my number 2. But I'm like, yo, the relationship can only work only if she adapts to my style, right? So my style is I'm a workaholic. My style is I'm a numbers guy. You know what I mean? I like my numbers to be a certain type of way. Like, so I'm like, I told her like, yo, this is only gonna work if you develop or adapt my style. She's with it. But like I told her, I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, like, don't get into the habit of being lazy or doing a bare minimum because, you're just trying to get shit done. I'm like, yo, it doesn't really hurt you to apply yourself.
Do you push people to work at work?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Well, no. Let me take that. I don't really push people to work, right? I push her to work because we work close together, so I push her. But yeah, that's the thing. I'm just like, yo, if you're gonna do this shit, I don't like people that like have one foot in and one foot out. Like you have to have both feet in, and you gotta fully immerse yourself in this shit.
That's where Shorty work, right? At the same work.
Yeah.
Same length of time at work.
Yeah.
But I kind of agree with you as far as like putting your best foot forth and all that, because at the end of the day, it really matters who you are at the job. Like it's goes towards your character. And
your name
I think
your name is your name. Your name is your name.
Me and ZoeMan was having this conversation recently about integrity and how that really matters. And how like nobody really considers that to be even a word anymore. Like people don't know what that is. They just do whatever the fuck they want whenever they want. People clock in and be lollygagging and doing everything else on the clock. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to work and you actually work, people take notice. Whether or not you're doing it for people to take notice or whatever, or you just want to do it for you, people take notice. And when it comes to like getting that recommendation or somebody trying to like give you actual hours, they know who to call. But they're not gonna call the dude they know don't do shit on the clock and just be bullshitting. Nobody's calling that dude for extra hours, but they're gonna call you because you're reliable.
Bro, when I was in New York, when I was living in New York, bro, like my job before I moved down here, they would always call me because they know I'm the dude they can count on. Yo, they know, he's gonna pick up the phone. Yo, I'll be there in an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be there.
That matters.
How far from work you live?
Now? Well, from the office, I'm like 12 to 15 minutes. But my job is not always in the office. I got different sites I go to, this, whatever. So I'm in the field as well. So, it's everywhere. I'm like throughout the whole Broward.
What's the longest distance you think you would drive for work?
That's the question I ask when I interview people. The longest, man, what's the longest drive I had in a while? I live in Margate. Miramar.
45
My
minutes,
limit is
maybe?
30 minutes. I'm not driving more than 30 minutes
like
for work.
40 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
My limit is 30 minutes. I'm not driving far more than 30 minutes for work.
So if
what kind of car you have?
I have a truck.
That's what it is. Okay, I understand.
So if it's further than 30 minutes, you're not taking a job?
No.
Okay.
Bro, you use super, right? Gas?
No, I use gasoline, same as your car.
Regular?
Yeah.
87?
Hold on. You got a truck?
Mm-hmm.
When you say a truck, what are you talking about?
A pickup truck.
You drive a pickup truck. You drive a small pickup truck or a bigger pickup truck? Are you talking like a Dodge Ram or what?
It's a little bit smaller than a Dodge Ram. It's a little bit bigger than the Nissan Frontier. It's a Toyota Tacoma.
Tacoma.
Right.
Yeah. And how much does it take to fill it up?
I don't know.
Oh, he like regular black people. They don't fill the whole thing up.
No, I fill it up. I just don't remember.
How many times you fill up your car?
Not that often. Like I said, I don't drive far for work. I'm not doing that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get
30 minutes, that's the max, and you pay. That means I can really paying this motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
Only thing I'm driving further than that, then I'm playing a role in a fucking movie, or I'm playing some kind of lead crew.
I hear you.
It's too far. I'm not driving far for no fucking small ass job.
I agree.
I respect
Too
that.
many crazies on the road, you know. I don't want to expose myself for that though.
Are you commuting though? Like, are you like, let's say you're not driving, let's say you don't have a vehicle and you got to go further than 30 minutes and, it's just what, 275 or whatever the local fare is, right? So are you commuting or are you just not considering it at all?
If it's like on the train,
Yeah.
no, on the train I don't mind that. I'm not driving that long on the road with crazies.
Okay.
But back to what you were saying. You said you guys were having a conversation about integrity.
Yeah.
Okay, how'd that go?
Nah, he was telling me about something he was doing at work and something like that, right? And I
What
was like,
happened is I came a little later. And by the time I'm supposed to get out, everybody already left. But I stayed way later to make the time that I left because I'm supposed to stay a certain amount of time. But I could have left just right after everybody left because there's no camera. And we don't have a swipe in or out system. I just stayed just simply for my integrity. That's all. And then like he said, like, oh shit, people still do shit like that. Like, and it's very lacking. Like, people don't fucking care about anything.
Right.
now, what I was telling him is like, I don't even think that would exist anymore. Like when he said, when I say, why did you stay? He said, because of integrity. I say, oh shit, you use that word? I'm like, nobody ever used that word or applies that word anywhere. I'm like, you're the only person using that word right now. And he's like, yeah.
Right.
I'm like, yo, that wouldn't even have a definition right now because nobody has no type of integrity anymore.
And it's dangerous when you do that because like you're doing a misrepresentation of yourself. You know, whether you're showing that you're more than what you are, or whether you hiding a certain task or ability for you not to be picked for something. It's a little bit weird for people to go out of their way to do shit like that. This element showed up pretty much this year, yeah, because I left that job this year, and then I started last year. So I started last year, he started this year, and by the time I left now, he's already a lead, and the way he did it is the guy who just talks so much, talks a lot of shit, talks, and that's part of what I'm planning on talking about. It's just a little sickening, that he got to this part so fast. But I don't care because I don't work there. But I kind of predicted this dude was gonna be a problem because when you don't have integrity, like you don't really show what you really are made of. You're acting like you know more than you supposedly know. Your safety risk at the best. And we work in a place I have a lot of bad chemicals. Let me put it in perspective. What this guy did as far as loss, damage. And I'm not sure if he's fired for that. A wafer disc is coincidentally not too much bigger than this diameter, And in it could contain, there's an 8-inch diameter, right? It can contain between 6,000 to 8,000 microchips when it's finished.
Okay.
Now, remember those numbers: 6,000 to 8,000. Let's just go average. Cut it in half, 7,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, they come in a thing called a lot. A lot has 25 slots for 25 discs. Okay. And this motherfucker swapped a whole lot and destroyed them. Now, let me give you the value of that shit. Remember I said about 7,000 chips per disc? Or maybe some, I don't know how they're going to get smaller now.
Mm-hmm.
When they finally cook these chips, they cost around $570 to $670 per chip.
Mm.
Imagine That's times 7,000 times 25.
25.
Everybody just smashed that shit. Because it's just doing something he doesn't know how to do it. He just wanted position and got it, and boom.
But I don't know why people do that. That's like so annoying. Like to be doing something you don't know what to do, and then you just
Next,
pretend like you know what you're doing. Like that's the worst, son.
here's the thing this dude said, and I've never heard anybody say anything. I've never heard anyone say anything like this at work. Let alone say that shit and then keep their job. And now, I guess later on, get promoted to a higher position. This dude said, I don't care what where the fuck is going on. He had a very foul language too. Y'all motherfuckers gonna keep my money the same. And if it changes, I'm gonna fucking blow this fucking place up. You know? It's like I know what to use and mix down there, and we have a lot of chemicals, like I tell you. To blow this fucking place up. And the manager just backed up.
In this day and age, that's a very dangerous thing to say. And
Yeah.
the fact that they actually allowed him to say it and nobody
they're the good old boy thing over there, you know, and he operated on that. He picked up on that pretty quick. They all know each other in a sense. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You know, when you get to a place, you know, like, oh shit, I'm happy. This dude that's at that window, like I can sense that if I go to this window, shit's gonna spin a certain way for me. And I feel like people who operate on skin, you know, they tend to feel each other. And operate on that.
Yeah.
Like he knew he could say that. He said it and got away with it. Got promoted. Oh, who did they pass over? Who gave this guy the promotion? The guy who trained me has been working there for like 15 years. 12 years. He's working there for 12 years. And he didn't get the lead position.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. All right, hold on.
That's just tiring.
Listen, man. The Second Amendment. Allows me to have my sidearm, a rifle, and protects me. You know, preserve that right for me. I like that. I'm not this is not an opportunity for any kind of pull gun stuff, but I love the fact that I can have my gun.
Okay.
The senseless killing with the shooting, that's gotta stop. I don't know how they're gonna come up. How I lay down in bed, man, and sometimes I'm like, what strategy can be employed to filter these type of individuals, you know? Even in a subtle way, like that no one noticed, but this is being done, you know? Even in an invasive way, for real, if they could filter these individuals. People with malicious intents, like this guy in North Carolina, like a couple of days ago. 6 migrant workers, you know, hurt because he decided to run his freaking car over a crowd of 20 people in front of a Walmart. Just for any reason, you know. And there's no way this guy wasn't motivated by hate because these people were just selected.
Yeah.
If there were any kind of way we could just filter these individuals and somehow, you know, corner them. I don't know. Some process. People will yell. Yes, I'll probably be the first to be like, hey, this is bullshit. Let's not do this. But when I see the effectivity of it, you know, the end result, I'll probably be like, you know what? Okay, hey, this is bullshit, but hey, this is what we get now. We don't have any kind of killing that's going on right now. I could go to a concert and not care about somebody and say, boom, there go fucking 5 people. For what? For fucking what?
I think.
What's the gain from this? I don't get this at all. I will never get this. What is to be gained? I don't get the end result behind this.
I don't think there's anything to be gained. I just think that we're at a level where we're very like desensitized to the violence, right? That's one. And second, we're very
I'm not.
sensitive.
I'm not. It hurts me every time, as if it's the first time it happened. Every time it happens, I process
for the
it
most part. For the most part, right? Especially when it comes to like, like people that were raised with lesser means, people that are enraged by society, people that hate the world. You know what I'm saying? They very like desensitized. It's a matter of upbringing. It's a matter of upbringing. You have to have that non-caring characteristic to a certain level for you to be cool. You know what I'm saying? For you to like have beef with somebody and woke up and pop them. You know what I'm saying? For you to like do shit to people and not care about it. I think it's like a bravado. It's like I'm bad. I want to blame film and music for it, but at the end of the day, it's not everybody that's like that. And we all watch movies and we all listen to music. You know what I'm saying?
Cowboy movies been there for a while, man. Cowboy movies has a lot of shitting in a cowboy movie.
That's what I'm saying.
It's been there a lot.
Maybe it has something to do with it, right? Because the more you see it, because up to a certain age, right? Those movies have those ratings that where kids of a certain age can watch certain type of films because they don't want them to be influenced because the brain absorbs shit differently at certain stages of life. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's
different. Nowadays it's different. People can watch it at home.
That's true.
Parents,
you could just stream it. Yeah, you could just stream it. You could just pull it up on YouTube or whatever it may be. So it's, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know why things are the way they are, especially with the mass shootings and all that nonsense going on. Like, it's something that cannot be changed because year by year, the numbers just keep rising.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I got my gun here. I was doing a school presentation where I need to take some picture. I had to take it outside in a kitchen island, put some papers in the background and take pictures of it, overhead picture. My daughter was sitting on the couch right there and she saw it and she's like, "Oh my God, you got a gun." I'm like, "Yeah, I have two of them." And after that, I took the rifles and take pictures of it because I was making a presentation about policies that I think should be passed in order to do some kind of filtering in solving violent crimes. But anyways, going back to the topic, but that's a conversation I can have with her, and I know that she would never come and grab this gun. Those conversations are not being made, they're not being had at home or have guns or people who can have access to guns. They need to start having those conversations.
I think it's very necessary to have these conversations with your kids, and I think it's very, very necessary for you to train your kids on how to use guns when they get to a certain age. You know what I'm saying? Not only because you want them to
tell them that it's not a toy. It's not something to just grab. It's not something. Human life is just costly.
Yes. And like at the end of the day, there are consequences for shooting somebody. You're not just gonna get away with it. So what's the point? Unless you really want to go down that right, what's the point?
That's the second time I had this conversation with someone. Yesterday I had this conversation with somebody. Like, why do they even have a trial? We're having this conversation about like, why we even have a trial or due process with these people? We just saw them do that. We caught them. Okay, why the trial? Hang them.
You know what's crazy? I did a critical thinking project in school, and that's exactly what my argument was. Like, it was centered around the death penalty. And I was saying, if a crime has to be investigated, where you have to gather evidence and things of that nature, then maybe that person should not go to death penalty because they might get it wrong. But if somebody did a mass shooting and everybody saw that person do the mass shooting and it's on camera,
there's no need for trial.
Why are we even discussing putting that person to death? Just take them the day you arrest them, you lay them down, you fucking inject them, end the story.
Done. Oh, this is the impact you made. They caught you and you were done.
Because you putting the person, people are paying tax dollars to keep them alive for years. You feeding them 3 meals a fucking day. And he just say here, like, he got like 20 different families crying. You know what I'm saying? but it's okay for them to be sitting somewhere and getting fed, getting fat, eating good. You know what I'm saying? Working out every day. Like, no, fucking kill that nigga on the spot. That's it.
I'm not saying they're gonna stop,
You're not.
but a few will be thinking, "Oh, maybe it's not worth it. If they're just gonna kill me, then boom, that was over."
Yeah.
And move on from the topic.
Yeah, if well, then again, you're gonna have the suicidal maniacs that, okay, I want to go in a blaze of glory, and if not the blaze of glory, then they're gonna kill me right away. Then you're gonna have those people that's gonna be influenced to do the mass shootings because they know the moment they catch them, they're gonna get injected and get the lethal injection or something. You know what I'm saying? And
Have you seen the amount of ads for guns, man?
it's not gonna stop though. Guns is big business in America, man. Big business. Not even in America, all around the world. Guns is big business, bro.
People will move on, man.
Because
Those people who lost people, they're still mourning.
but that's not gonna stop. Do you know how many times they tried to like do something about the Second Amendment, right? Do you know how many times they tried to tell something to a president about gun control? Since Obama, since the whole police shooting people thing started around Obama, they was trying to do something with gun control. Until now, we went through Obama, two terms of Obama. We went through motherfucking Trump. Now we on Biden. Until it's nothing has been passed, bro. Like that's a business you cannot stop, bro. Guns is big business. NRA got to get their bread, bro. All right. Now I want to talk about something that I thought was a little weird, right? I saw on the news recently about this young lady that was trying to hire a hitman to kill her son because her
A
boyfriend
3-year-old.
because her boyfriend didn't like him. Now, I understand a boyfriend not liking your child. That can happen.
Why?
But for you to
Did
get
they
your
say? Did they say why the boyfriend didn't like the boy?
maybe he just didn't like the fact that she had a child. He wanted her to all to himself. Because you know, some step parents are like that. They'll come in your life, and if you have a child, then your attention is towards that child more than them. Then they get a little jealous. Like, you know, if that child ain't there, then I would be getting all that attention. Then that child is taking my attention away from me. So there's people like that, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's it. Maybe they couldn't do what he wanted to do with her, and the child was always around. So now he's uncomfortable. Yeah, you got a child, it's bothering me. And then she actually went to the extent to try to get that child assassinated, hit by a hitman. Like, I just thought that was like sickening. And I don't think it's something that should be happening. I don't know why these things happen, but what the fuck is the matter here? Because something is definitely up with that. That's not right, and that's just all the way fucked up.
And who was the hitman?
I think it was another. The site she went to was actually connected to undercover agents that's trying to catch people, trying to commit these acts, and then she just fell ran to their hands, and they came for her.
Some fake website.
Yeah, it's a fake website. It's basically a bunch of cops that started this fake website and that's trying to catch people that's trying to hire hitmen.
Dear God.
Yeah.
She's 18, I heard.
Yeah, she's mad young, bro. But I do think she doesn't look right in her head. She does look like she's a little off.
Yeah, she does look disfigured, you know.
Yeah, which is an excuse, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like if you can function in society and you function on a normal basis, then those are not things you should be doing because that's very criminal.
I stared for a little bit at the video clip I saw as she's walking. I was waiting. I was focusing on the face to see if there were any kind of like relaxation of the muscle to see if she was pulling this face real quick.
She looks like she might have. I'm not sure, but she looks like she might have gone to a stroke, as if one side of her is paralyzed. That's what she looks like to me. Because there's one side that's bigger than the other, and the one side is the side that seems to be thinner it seems like it doesn't really function properly. Even the way she walks
You
kind
think
of funny.
she has mental issues?
That can cause mental issues. Like, if your brain shut off and you didn't get no oxygen for a little while, it could make things a little wonky up there.
What happened to the baby?
Taken into protective custody. I think they trying to give it to her parents or something, if I'm not mistaken. So, but they definitely took that baby away from her. She don't have custody of that kid anymore.
That's insane.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a quick second.
Louis H. Latimer was one of the first major African American inventors. He first worked as an assistant to Alexander Graham Bell, drawing the blueprints for Bell's patent for the telephone in 1876.
Latimer joined the U.S. Electric Lighting Company in 1880 under Hiram Maxim.
This year saw Thomas Edison patent his light bulb, which used a carbonized bamboo filament that burnt out rather quickly.
Around this time, Latimer created a way to make the carbon filament more durable by encasing it in cardboard and went on to patent the process for efficiently manufacturing the carbon filament in 1882.
His invention made incandescent lighting practical and affordable and was also longer lasting than earlier filaments.
In 1884, he went to work for Thomas Edison at the Edison Electric Light Company in New York as an engineer and legal member, helping him in the patent filing process.
Latimer's other patented inventions include such diverse items as the first water closet, i.e., toilet, for railroad cars, 1874, and a forerunner of the air conditioner, 1886.
Although today's light bulbs use filaments of tungsten, which lasts even longer than carbon, Latimer will always be remembered for making the widespread use of electric light practical and affordable for public use and at home. Latimer passed away on December 11, 1928. He was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 2006.